Great to be here again, and great to be here with this panel. And thanks to Craig and Brandon for making me feel very good about base metals again. So very happy about that. Hey, I'm going to be doing a bit of a different kind of presentation today. A couple of things to get out of the way. I will be making some cautionary statements. And just I want to actually kind of reiterate what our business model is at Aston Bay. We're in the business of discovery. We want to create value through discovery, through smart exploration. And, really the idea there is to take that project, to the next tier, whatever that's going to be, whether it's, partner, sell, or whatever. But we want to create and crystallize value in the near term. We want to do that in Canada and the United States. They're just the top tier jurisdictions to be working in. We want to be looking for top tier metals, copper and gold, a little bit of zinc and silver and cobalt would be nice as well. And the thing about us is we're exploring for high grade. We're only interested in high grade. And the goal here is we want to create significant value and crystallize that value in the near term. So that's what we're all about. And where we're doing it is in two very different places. The one I'll be talking about mostly today is our Storm project up in Nunavut. We're partnered with American West Metals. If you are Australian and tuning in, do check out AW1 on the ASX. We have two pathways to growth up there. We have a development story of this very high-grade near-surface mineralization. But what I'm really going to be talking about today here is this significant discovery that we've made here of this, sediment-hosted style of mineralization, Congo-style copper. This is really, where the juice is right now. And, for us, this is a great example, of getting a project with some, near-term revenue potential with significant upside. This is really a validation of our business model. It's a win in progress. And where we want to do it next, as we go forward here, is down in Virginia. We are working on with Don Taylor, some of his properties down there. Again, underexplored belt, a place not everybody else is looking, but we have high-grade mesothermal gold vein, discovery of some SEDEX style of copper, zinc, and potentially cobalt mineralization. And here we're just really exploring for that next big win. So one thing we're talking about today is me burning through some slides here to try to give you a feel for the significance of this deep discovery that we've made up at Storm. We've hit really with 4 drill holes targeting gravity anomalies this summer. We've hit significant visual copper sulfide mineralization. So the question is, why is that significant? And really a couple things. We have a predictive geologic model, what it's really saying is that we have some significant near-surface mineralization that's been known about since the 90s, and really what that is an evidence of potentially more copper at depth, and we think we've proven that. We have a very predictable mineralogical or metal zonation that's typical for this kind of deposit type, but it also really allows us to vector, towards higher grade, and that's critical because that's really where we want to be. And we have some proven geophysical methods, both gravity and EM. We've really shown that they're really only explained by sulfide mineralization, and this provides it's a really powerful exploration story for us, to make more discovery. So. Prove it, right? So I'm going to just do a little bit of geology here and show you with a few slides of how we get there. So let's build up the geologic model. It's important because it really tells us where to look for these things. So just looking at a portion of our Storm project up north here, we'll just look at the area underneath Storm, and we'll just say, what do the rocks, really, what does this pile of rocks really look like? So it's a very large area, tens of kilometers in scale, well over, actually, it's almost up to 2,000 meters of a very boring limestone sedimentation here. This was deposited, well over 450 million years ago in a shallow sea. And so what we have is a limestone mineralization with some permeable horizons that have weak petroleum in it. This is important for us because these kinds of deposits, you need space to fill with the metal, copper in this case, and you need that petroleum in order to cause the chemical reaction that precipitates those metals. So we have a great amount of preparation here. What happened about say 350 million years ago? The shallow sea dried up. We started having compression, and then we had fluids, saline fluids that have been sitting in that basin for about 100 million years, scavenging metals. And important to note, we have one large basin with one source of fluids, and that's important for the story here. These fluids then would move along these permeable horizons, and if the conditions are right, you can trap those metals, and that's how you create those sediment-hosted copper deposits. What we see at the surface, and this is all this near-surface mineralization that Storm is, you can see where the copper essentially got to the surface, leakage, in the faults, mineralization in the faults, and so it's a great indication, that the near-surface copper mineralization shows that we have a very, very robust copper mineralizing system, and it suggests that the potential for what could be hidden at depth. And again, that's what's labeled copper target here. This is the what we really want to find, and it's one fluid and one process. And so the copper mineralization that we see at the surface really should be mirrored in what we see at depth. So that's very critical for us, and it's a great way, we need this kind of a predictive model to know where to look. But once you're in that system, you got to know where to vector to get the higher grade. And so the metal zonation that we see at Storm is critical for us as well. This is an image of our 4100 zone. This is a high-grade zone, near-surface mineralization. We're just going to take a look at one hole we drilled in 2016. Some decent copper there. And so just going down the hole, well, what we hit, in terms of mineralization, we start off with some pyrite, a bit of sphalerite. We go a little deeper. We hit some pyrite and chalcopyrite, slightly different. Then we get into the main zone here, quite a thick zone here, 4% copper, a pretty significant intercept of, this is the main core of the system. Again, chalcocite mineralization. Continue, and we hit pyrite, chalcopyrite again, going out the other side, and then down to pyrite and sphalerite. And so, what we have here, is a very clear mineral zonation with a chalcocite core. And again, that allows us to, the chalcocite core is where we want to be. And essentially putting all these rocks back into the core box here and developing a bit of a conceptual model here. Again, we have a system where the fluids first come through in the central core. You deposit those that high-grade chalcocite, and that grades out to the more peripheral style of mineralization. But again, that's critical for us. When we hit that peripheral mineralization, we know we're in the system, and it allows us to vector, to where we want to be. And just to show you some of the deep hits that we've gotten up here. Last year, we drilled a hole. It wasn't really recognized at the time as being significant by the market, anyways. But essentially, we hit pyrite mineralization there, but a significant intercept, but we're on the peripheral areas of the system there. The first drill hole, deep drill hole of this season, we hit dominantly chalcopyrite, getting a little bit closer to the core. And then the third drill hole of this season, again, we hit dominantly chalcocite mineralization. We're definitely heading towards the core of the system here, and just hitting all this style of mineralization. Again, we're seeing the same zonation that we see in the shallow subsurface. This really, again, gives us a lot of confidence that we're in the main zone of a potentially significant system here. And again, just going through the hits of this year, it shows this style of mineralization. It's typical of sediment-hosted copper mineralization, so we're very confident that what we've hit at depth is the real deal. Again, that deep, we have one fluid and one process, so that deep mineralization is a mirror of what we see at the near surface, and it does provide us that vector to high grade. And so that's all great. It's great to have a predictive model, and but you still got to put that drill hole somewhere. So you got to target. And so what we've demonstrated here is that with 4 drill holes, targeting gravity anomalies this season, we hit in every drill hole, a density. We hit a density anomaly. We hit sulfide in every drill hole, right where it was modeled. Amazing result for geophysical results and targeting. We have kilometer scale gravity anomalies over on a regional extent here, and so this new high definition gravity surveys that we ran this year, have demonstrated that some of these historic gravity anomalies that are actually well, they're very large, bigger than really the two that we looked at this year are quite small in scale to some of the regional stuff that we want to get to next year. These things, these gravity anomalies that previously we thought were too deep are actually very much within reach of the drill. And important to note, nothing explains these gravity anomalies or these at depth other than sulfide mineralization. And similarly, we've been able to demonstrate that nothing explains EM or conductance anomalies at depth other than sulfide mineralization. So together with gravity and EM, these combine for extremely powerful tool for us to target. So in summary, we have high-grade copper at the surface. We have the predictive model to find these sediment-hosted coppers at depth. That has been proven with this year. We have that metal zonation now to vector to higher grade, and we have those large anomalies that have yet to be tested. They're within reach. I can't tell you how excited I am for the program next year. And both the gravity and conductance anomalies, are the only plausible explanation for this, or only plausibly explained by sulfide mineralization. So again, all of that together, it's a powerful thesis for discovery here, and we are extremely excited to continue this work and drill more for next season. Just a quick overview. Upcoming catalysts, news flow. Obviously, great news flow still coming from Storm. We still have drill results to come out. We'll have a 43-101 resource and scoping studies for that potential near surface development project coming out by Q4 this year. We're raising some money right now. What we want to do is spend that down in Virginia, add to that news flow, so we're going to have year-round news flow. I think it's a great time for Aston Bay, and great things coming. So thank you.